One day, I was sitting alone on a bench. As I was deep in my thoughts and sorrow, death approached and sat down next to me. She asked me, "Son, why are you so sad?" She already knew my answer before I could even utter the words in response. As tears were streaming down my face, my eyes bloodshot and swollen, I told her of my failures, my depression, and my pain. I told her of my rejections and my abandonment. I told her of my abuse and lack of genuine love. I told her of the emptiness that I have inside. I told her of my hate for myself. I told her of my desire to not exist. She paused for a moment, which seemed like an eternity. Then she said, "You have shown up at my door many times. You have even knocked on a few of those occasions. However, I cannot open the door for you. I am unable to let you in. It is unfortunately something that I can never do." With the look in my eyes of a lost child whose only desire is to return to the safety of their home, I asked, "Why? What did I do wrong?" With empathy, pity, and conviction in her somber voice, she replied, "David, it was nothing of your doing. You had no control over this. You were simply never meant to be. You are not for this world. Your mere existence is a mistake. A beautiful mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. That is the reason that you have never felt like you belong. The reason that you feel like no one truly understands or gets you. The reason that you feel so alone." She stops and takes a deep breath. She continued, "It is also the reason why lost people are drawn to you, and in the same breath, it is the reason why they all inevitably leave. You act as a conduit for those that are broken and those that are damned. They are drawn to your aura, your light. They are drawn to it because there is no other like it, and it fills them with hope, meaning, and safety. But in the end, it is also what causes them to fade away. because they can never relate to it or reciprocate it. So they use that light to its fullest until they feel a false sense of these feelings on their own, and they simply move on into the horizon. You are like a lighthouse in a sense. You guide them through the darkness and treacherous waters until they have a sense of safety, and once they have regrouped, they move on their way back to sea. As I tried my hardest to process what she was saying, I somehow managed to formulate a response. I asked, then what is the point of all of this? If I am not able to ever cross over, then what does that mean for me? When will this end? How will this end? She looked down at the ground and took another deep breath. Then she replied, "There is no heaven or hell, at least not as you know them. When someone dies, their energy is released from their human shell, and it is absorbed back into the universe. This happens for everyone. Good or evil are not of any relevance at this point. Both are necessary for this existence to go on. Yin and yang absorb together as one. Everything is a constant moving cycle. I simply assist in the transition, and that is why I am known as Death." She then stopped and looked at me as she took another eternity-filled moment. Continued, "You, however, are different. Since you were never meant to be, your energy is unable to be absorbed like all of the others. So even after you do expire, your energy will remain here in limbo, never ending. Like me, you are forever. I will always be present. But as in life, all of the ships will leave you to return to sea, isolated for all of time in your own personal hell. She then pulled me close and hugged me. As she held me in her cold embrace, she whispered in my ear, "This is what forever feels like."